Hello, Gary Crowley here with DoItYourselfJointPainRelief.com. This is video 1 of 5 short videos on frozen shoulder exercises and treatments so that you can fix your own frozen shoulder if you have not found someone to be able to fix it for you. This first video I want to explain what's going on with your shoulder a bit so you know why we're going to do what we're going to do in videos 2 through 5. And the most important thing you need to understand is that when you go to lift your arm, this muscle, your trapezius muscle, that attaches at the base of your skull, goes all the way down to your mid-lower back, all the way out to this shoulder blade. When you go to lift your arm, that muscle moves your shoulder blade out of the way so that you can raise your arm. If that shoulder blade doesn't get moved out of the way, it gets jammed against your shoulder blade. So your trapezius muscle basically pulls that shoulder blade over, and then you can lift your arm. Now the other muscle that plays a role in doing that is a muscle called your serratus anterior. Now that muscle is basically kind of glued to your ribs. It attaches to your ribs, and then it sneaks under your shoulder blade and attaches to this edge closest to your spine. So again, when you go to lift your arm, your serratus anterior tucked in here, it helps yank that shoulder blade out of the way as well. So again, you go to lift your arm, shoulder blade moved out of the way by your trap and your serratus anterior, then there's room for your arm to go up. So what we're going to do in our first video, or actually in video 2, is we're going to make sure that this upper trap is completely free, and most importantly, we want to make sure that this whole base of your skull is nice and free, because your 11th cranial nerve is the nerve that innervates your entire trapezius muscle. And when that nerve is getting basically aggravated or pinched by your top 2 vertebrae or anywhere down here, your trapezius won't work, and then your shoulder blade won't move out of the way, and then you will have frozen shoulder. So in video 2, we're going to release this neck and all the stuff that might be bothering that 11th cranial nerve. In video 3, we're going to release the lower trap, and we're going to release a little bit maybe of your lat and another muscle here called your serratus anterior, just to make sure they're not interfering with that trapezius doing its job. In video 4, we're going to release that serratus anterior muscle right here, and we'll probably release these muscles called your teres and your subscapularis, just because these need to be free for you to lift your arm as well. And then finally in video 5, we're going to release your delt muscles, make sure your biceps tendon is free, and release all this stuff under your clavicle here, your pec and your pec minor, and a muscle called your subclavius. And I just want to let you know that more than anything else in my practice, when I have someone with a frozen shoulder, I have to do much more of what I call peeling the onion, where I'll probably do 1 round of everything I just showed you, and I'll get everything I can, but for the stuff that's really stubborn, I won't beat it up too much. I'll go, okay, that doesn't want to let go right now. I'll go on, I'll do my other things, I'll release all this other stuff, and then I come back. And then I do another round, and I'll find that, oh, I can get more out of this now that all this stuff is released. And you do another round, and you find that arm tends to get better and better with each round. So just expect to do a few rounds of all these things I show you, and you should notice steady improvement in your arm. It's well worth the time and effort, but just take your time and be patient. And as you release all these things, that shoulder joint that has been stuck and jammed, because that basically your shoulder blade can't move out of the way, as that stuff loosens up, you get a little more movement, a little more movement, a little more movement, and then you will have a functional arm again. So this is video 1. At video 2, we're going to start by releasing that upper trapezius, and most importantly that 11th cranial nerve that could be the root of this whole problem. And so I'll see you at video 2.